here we have stitched all the way around, and I have left, you can see, I've left an opening there. Yes, because it's going to pick sometimes if your skin is dry. So I've left this opening. I'm going to remove my needle and leave that string, that thread there, because we'll use it. Now, one thing I do, and when I'm making my little mousies, I do the same thing. I don't trim around until I have completed stitching, because it's going to give and shift. So you don't want to, you don't want them to be perfectly matched when you begin, because you could shift and run out of seam allowance. So I just wait until it's all stitched, and then I can snip, so we don't have all that excess, that bulkiness when you turn it inside out. Okay. So now the fun part. So you have to work it gently through. You don't want to tear your seams, rip them out. Just ease it. There's your little button. And you can even, if you'll do it gently, you can kind of use your scissors to gently work those corners out. I know sometimes they have little tools that do that better, but if you're gentle, just the point of your scissors can work that out. And see, you've come right to the edge there with your little Hexies. So you've got plenty of room. I thought it was quite perfect how that worked out. Those squares were just the right size. Now, you want to do a little thumbnail pressing of your edge there and your edge there. I don't even put an iron to it. You really don't need to. It's just a sweet little cushion. It doesn't have to be pressed perfect. But if that's your preference, then give it a little touch with a hot iron. Okay, now we're going to open up our box of cotton. See? I just love it. Oh, and it smells so good in here with the lavender. So I start with the lavender. And again, like I said, I would do a little crunching of it. Maybe just pressing, and that releases the fragrance even more. And then you're going to open. Let's see, let's do it this way. Go ahead and use all of it, unless you want to save it for some of it for something else, another project. But I'll just go ahead and add it all in there, because your little cushion will either be used for a sachet, maybe in your little pajama drawer, in your lingerie, or it can be a pin cushion for your needles and pins, or it can be, if you have a little dolly or a little teddy, for their little bed, for a pillow for them. So, okay, we've got enough of that in there. Now you just do a little crunch. Oh, I wish you could smell this fragrance. But if you're following along and you have your kit, then you can. All right, so we've got that good and pitched in there. Now we start with the stuffing. And I think you should have plenty. If for some reason you run out, and I put it in with seeds and all, it'll be a little bumpy, but I just love that it's that It's real cotton. If you have some kind of sort of filling, sometimes you can get cotton balls that, from the store that don't have the seeds in them, but they're real cotton. Or you have your polyester filling or something that you'd like to add. Even wool roving, for those of you who have who spin wool. Wool roving I've used sometimes when I've been out of cotton. I've used for certain things, for stuffing. So again, this is another favorite part, the cotton. So I'd be curious when you finished your cushion, if you let me know what was your favorite part of the workshop kit. And I'm sorry we couldn't meet in person to do this workshop together, but I'm glad we have this platform to be able to share and give a tutorial. And maybe one day soon we'll all be able to get back together. And again, if you were to finish your cushion and you're on Instagram and you'd like to share your project and your completed project, do the hashtag Hexies and Hobbie. If you see something on my Instagram account, Christy Jones Ray, Christy's Storybook World, if you see a post with the Hexies, you'll see some of the hashtags. There's also, if you're looking for more Hexie projects or ideas, look under the hashtag EPP, English Paper Piecing. And there's just so much out there that, some great ideas. All right, so we're getting to about two. You don't want it too stuffed. You want it about like this. And then you got your crunching. Can you hear? Oh, I love that. So now we're ready to stitch our cushion. So we're going to find our needle. Pinch the end of the thread and run the eye of the needle just over that and pull through. Now this does not have, again, we are not seeking perfection, just a little whip stitch for the closure. And again, I don't mind seeing the pink thread in the whip stitch. It's a very homespun little project here, and so I think this works just fine. It's just been so, stitching with these fabrics has taken me back. And maybe some of you who were young in the 70s and 80s and you loved your Holly Hobbie, maybe this will take you back to those times of enjoying them on your school lunchbox or on your sheets or your bedspread. Or I hope it brings back some good memories. That's what it's all about. And we're about to finish that little whip stitch closure. Now you can run it through kind of a tunnel and let it come out the corner. And snip right there. And you have your little cushion. And let me just read to you the introduction that I had included. Take a little trip down memory lane, back to the calicos and ginghams of the 70s. Inspired by Holly Hobbie's patchwork frocks, this kit includes the materials needed to hand-stitch a small cushion of vintage muslin, calicos, and ginghams, embellished with an EPP flower, stuffed with fragrant lavender buds and natural cotton, with the finishing touch, a tiny shell button. You decide if your cushion will be safekeeping for pins and needles, a sachet, or a pillow, perfect for your dolly's bed. Through skills learned in the making of this cushion, I am hoping you will fall in love with this traditional craft that has a fresh appreciation among many. So I'm hoping you've enjoyed this tutorial. I'm hoping you have a great little project to show for yourself, be proud of, and let me know how it turns out for you. I'll be excited to hear. Have a great day.